that don't hear a beep. Anyway, it's Saturday night. Ain't got nobody. Got some money because I just got paid. Do. You know what? The guy that wasn't in the other room, I wonder where he was. Hey, D-Day. Hey, C103. Daniel T. Hey, D-Day. Are you over 5'10"? Because if you're not, you should feel really short in that room. Like really, really short in that room. How's life treating you there, Daniel? Did you get your barn done? Get that Texas guy out of the way. It probably went up a lot faster. I found a couple of pictures that I'm trying to edit together a video. Cool. I have to start tearing down outbuildings. Some of the ones I threw together really quick to make things happen, we're going to tear them apart. But not just like drive a tractor over them and burn them, like take them apart because they were made out of important stuff. So that's all part of being a homesteader, I guess. Thank you, Camp Patton Family Campground. Hey, Killdeer. Oh man, I should have went and watched the. Did you find the rattles in there, Killdeer? I was worried about them falling out. I think, not 100% on this, but I think the rattlers that I sent you were off of a pregnant female. She had 7 eggs. And I was really taken aback at how beautiful her rattlers were. Oh, wow. There you go.
1850s hat or something.
Yeah, I need a felt hat. Any of y'all know anything about Rendezvous or whatever? Any of y'all that know anything about trappers and mountain men, y'all know that they didn't wear freaking dead animals on their head. Thank you, honey. I'm not wearing a dead raccoon or a live raccoon. I'm not putting a raccoon on my head. No. So they basically wore a hat like this, but it was made out of felt, and that's what I want. Rob Painless's hat would go right in line with the hat that I want, but I can't steal my friend's hat. Well, I could when looking, but I think he would probably find me and then find his hat. He could just get up.
How many rattles?
I cannot remember. but all the way up to the button. And if I hadn't squeezed that bottom one, where the one that's dented down at the bottom, I did that when I was taking it off. And then I was just like, wow, those are pretty. And I tried to get them off and I screwed them up. I should have used a knife instead of doing the thumbnail thing. But
It's on your About Me page.
yeah, and I can put it right here.
Do you see what this one says? See? At least I didn't want you to have to wear a dead animal. I said you could wear a live camera.
Okay, yeah, that's true, Camp Patton, but it was just the fur. They didn't like skin a raccoon and then tan it and have the eyeball holes up there and stuff. They did have fur hoods that they could put on if it was cold, but as a general rule, they just put a sash around their nice wool hat. They were civilized men after all.
My phone would not autocorrect.
There you go. But you can still email me if you want to. Send me email. Yeah, but then you would have to feed it, Jay. And that's the thing. I'm not going to be doing this so much in the winter time. So.
Not a skunk, yeah, that might be stinky.
Yeah. You imagine wearing a live skunk on your head to keep your ears warm and then somebody spooking it and. Just good.
We've mailed stuff to Aid a couple of times. But you did. I didn't mail it. Do you know how much it cost? One time it was more expensive for the mail than the package was. There you go, Jay. Killbear said, "Do you know why they had fringe on their sleeves?"
Why did I just type that?
I was wondering what you were doing.
She asked me a question. I typed it in the deal. Because they lived on the fringe? I don't know. Actually, I figure the tassels and the fringes and stuff were to break up their silhouette. So
When they moved their arms, they would ruffle around and shoo off the flies.
that's possible too. Or they could have just done it because, well, what the hell?
And Jay said that a skunk might not be a bad idea because it would keep people from sneaking up on you.
There's that. I see. That makes sense too. Hey, my prepper. And Carol snuck in here. Oh. That's I honestly didn't know that about the French.
Why would you put water in
If it when you're out hunting, you can't just it starts raining. Let's run back to the house or go jump in the truck or whatever. Not back when they were wearing this stuff. You were, as a general rule, I know one thing they everybody called them capes or whatever, or frocks or something. They were actually there because they needed something to keep the rain off of their shoulders and off of their back.
Trine said, can't stay long. I'm working tonight.
All right, man. Hope you find some cool critters there, Trine. I hope nobody else steps on the poor tarantulas and stuff. After I found out that tarantulas actually had a lifespan, and after messing around with them some and realizing that they're not going to do nothing to you, that tarantula may walk across your foot and stuff, but unless you reach down there and slap it or something, it didn't do anything.
I'm experimenting with snow seal to try to make my hoodies and coats a little more water resistant.
Well, I don't want to go full old school on this because I'm not going to drown and sweat to death just because that was the best they could do back in the day. I want a hat, a shirt, and a belt. I'm going to make the belt. I'm going to make my own knife sheath and stuff. And
Someone killed it.
yeah, it's it said you said something about that in Biddy's deal about somebody killing the spider. And I just hate that. I mean, that don't make any sense. I'd found a baby tarantula. I mean, it was little bitty. And I was so excited. I was like, all right, man, because I was like, I can keep this spider for the next 25 years. All I got to do is feed it. And I had it in a container where it couldn't get out. And I was taking care of some stuff. The kids not my kids, but some kids that were in my care snuck off and killed the spider just because it was a spider. It's people really need to get over themselves. If it's not something, I mean, I kill rattlesnakes. I don't go out and hunt them and kill them, but if I run across one, I deal with it.
Dryfire said, look up Mark A. Baker. He is a show how pre-revolution historian that coached Mel Gibson to the movie The Patriot.
Okay, yeah, that's too far back. That stuff's easy. It's weird because long hunters are easy. They're there's documentation and there's ledgers and there's sketches and stuff like that. It's after it became hard and there's like a 1820s to the Civil War or whatever, there were a lot of changes that happened really, really fast. And I will be wearing pants, Killdeer. Thank you for noticing my slippage or whatever. There'll be some slipping around, that's for sure. But
Camp Patton is out.
all right, Kip Patton. Anyway, I was playing around with it. And I can go back into the 1780s. I'll check him out, though. I've been looking into or watching a lot of Townsend stuff. But he's 1700s, really. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that went on in the early 1800s that just nobody cared about. There was really, 1830s, 1840s, there wasn't a lot going on. And next, it's about the time of the mountain, man. It took a while for mountain men, if you will, to go all the way to the Rockies and start partying it up. Not 100% sure, Billy, but on the level of what's allowed in the side chat over there is it's got to be a whole lot cleaner than over here, and mine's got to be pretty clean. There are a lot of young people that watch SOS, and there's no cussing, there's not a lot of innuendo and stuff like that supposed to go on in the side chat. Quite honestly, I considered hiding a couple of your comments over there myself, but then one of the blue guys started going along with, and it just all went downhill from there. I just, if you're not in here, then mine go away after I have the live streams. They just go away. I don't monetize them and then they go away. So, y'all shouldn't have to watch any ads or anything to get in here. If y'all are seeing ads when you click on this, y'all need to let me know because it's not supposed to be monetized.
Dropfire said, I sent you an email with my phone number.
Okay, Dropfire. And Billy Bird, the kind of kids that come around and do this stuff, they actually do read really well. We had one young man that spent a lot of time around the community and stuff, and then he started picking up on some of the less mature discussions going on by supposedly mature people on the side chat, and he started trying to match that and one up some of that, and he wound up getting kicked out of the community. He's barred from almost every channel that used to run together. They just, I mean, it, and he didn't realize what was going on until it's too late. I mean, there's a time and a place. I mean, and you know, we were actually, he was all this stuff that was going on over there that got some of us. And I know who timed you out. Upset was, I mean, that stuff got stirred up when we were doing an unboxing for toys or gifts given to kids. I mean, I'm talking little kids. So it's a big thing. BA is a very devout man, and it matters. It really does. And actually, no. Each one of us is responsible for the future of the young people around us. I try not to act badly in front of other people's kids. I definitely try not to let other people's kids see me doing something or hear me speaking in a way or whatever that would cause that child to act inappropriately around their parents or anyone else for that matter for the future. That's all that crowd. That's
what does it say? It takes a village to raise a kid or something?
no, it's not. Billy, it's not.
We are all
Socialist.
responsible for the posterity of this nation.
Yes, we're in the posterity and the prosperity of our nation comes from our youth. We have to we have to bring our children up in the way in which they should go so that they shall not depart from it. That's our responsibility as adults. The globalist mindset is that nobody needs to teach your kids, but who we have taught to teach your kids. Public school is socialism and globalism. The constitutional republic requires that we all teach our kids to respect everybody else and not be jickweeds. The constitutional republic requires that we do not raise our kids to be whiny baby crop bags. That it is not okay to walk up to somebody and cuss them out and not expect to get a knife in the eyeball. In a constitutional republic, if you come up and start attacking somebody verbally, spitting in their face, screaming at them and stuff like that, that person has the right to take out a club and beat you down because you are infringing on their rights. And they don't have to take you to court. But we lost that. I mean, after you beat the guy down, you've got to go to court and you've got to explain why you beat the guy down. And if you didn't have a good reason, then you're going to be in trouble. You can't just go around beating people up because you don't like what they're saying. They're in self-responsibility. Our country was supposed to be almost anarchist, which is self-governance, not survival of the fittest. Anarchy does not mean there are no laws. Anarchy means that each individual governs themselves. There is no need for a government because the individuals govern themselves. It does not work because when you try to do anarchy, everybody goes off and it's, do whatever they want to. There's not a law against it. So that's why they did a constitutional republic and said, these are the rules. And this is how we'll do things. This is how we make sure that it stays like this. but it required that everybody play along. Nobody wanted to play along. So here we are. Oh, it's because the government's corrupt and they took over. We cast the vote. Didn't know none of us go out there and run for city mayor or city council person or whatever state representative. We didn't exactly play the game. But anyway, I don't do political things. I got off on that myself. I apologize for that. It really is. I mean, and there's a lot of people that say that and mean it from the heart. In my prepper, I'm take offense because offense offends me, or it doesn't take anything to disturb them. Yeah, we allow them to get away with being. My kids used to come to me, you got no business talking to me like that. Okay, yeah, here we go. Let's go outside and talk to the little small tree. It's a whole lot, there are rules, and if there are no rules, there are no rules. I do not. The socialism will not work. Do I believe that the United States is one giant community and that we should all be worried about everybody else getting a piece of the pie? Because, if we were doing that, if we were worried about if all the Americans was worried about all the other Americans doing good, and I'm talking all inclusive, all of us, there'd be a wall on the southern border. There'd be a wall on the northern border. We'd be green carding the mooses that were coming across. You want to come over here and eat this moss, you're going to have to pay some taxes. Because y'all done dammed up all them rivers up there, done flooded out all that land. It ain't our fault. You need to go talk to your people and explain to them that you can't just go building dams and killing off entire ecosystems just so you can have free electricity. Clean energy, my butt. They completely destroyed millions of hectares of land so they could have clean energy. Ooh, good job. But China, Amazon will be out of business because we should be. I mean, this is the United States. We want to make this stuff here. We don't want to just buy it. We don't want to get it as cheap as can. We want to buy it. We want our friends to be making it. So, you want clean air and stuff? No, y'all don't have the right scrubbers on your factory in Mexico. Guess what? Y'all gonna have to pay 10 times the excise tax. We're gonna tax you. We're gonna tax you. The company that's making that stuff in Mexico, because you're killing the planet or whatever. If we were real American citizens, we wouldn't want cheap Chinese made shit. We would not want cheap Taiwanese made stuff. We would not want immigration on the scale that we have it now. I literally have to search for people that will speak the same language as me when I go to town. It's getting crazy. The town I talk about a lot, Lubbock up the road, it's literally breaking into small communities. Here's the Koreans, here's the Taiwanese, here's the South Americans, here's the Tejanos, the people that have been here for hundreds of years. And then here's the group of guys that really don't see it because they snuck up from Mexico. Their parents snuck up from Mexico. They've been in the welfare system for the past 50 years. That's the way they're going to be from now on. Um, we got it on a small scale here, but it's up there. We got there's even starting, and this is within communities. There are African communities. I'm talking like Africans, not like black people, but Africans that are here and they're trying to live close to each other. So they'll have people that talk the same language and understand, have the same this, that, and everything else. And they hate it when people of the same color move into their neighborhood that do not have their same values. I see it all the time. Quite honestly, the Muslim Africans, the Negro Muslims that I've met from Africa, I have not met one that I didn't like yet. I've met a couple of Christian ones too. Like them too. And they're all doing good. One of them, she's a pharmacist. People talking about, I can't get anywhere. 16, 17, I know the story. 16 or 17 years ago, they were fighting for their life in a foreign country. They got everything together. Daddy risked his life to make some favors, to get some strings pulled, and they got over here. And then he went to work. She learned to speak English. She made up for it at school. She graduated in the top 10%. She went to school. Dad worked his butt off. She doesn't have student loans to pay off. Dad put her through school, working his tail end off. And when she got out of school, she got a job as a pharmacist. Nothing wrong with our country. We're all a little bit too greedy. We want to spend 99 cents on something that should cost us $1.55. It's that simple. 56 cents is putting America out of business. It's something you don't even need. It's just something, oh, that's cool. I'm going to get one of those. I think the boots that are on my feet are made in China. Pretty sure. Didn't get them at Walmart either. Can't find it on there. I just... Made in China. I was going to buy Justin's because Justin's a good American name. Justin Boots, Justin Western Wear, Justin this, Justin. I looked at the tag. Justin doesn't make their stuff in the USA anymore. I wondered why Justin was now more affordable than a lot of the other stuff. And it's because Justin's been being made in China for a long time now. The other boots that I was wearing until I found out that they're not made here either. Paying $100 for a pair of shoes that weren't even made here. I was paying for a name that's an American name. It's an established American company. So therefore, I thought I was buying American-made goods.
Rob's in here.
I was wrong. Hey, Robert.
Wow.
Wow. You're never going to be able to get them mud bugs, are you? I'm sorry, I was looking at the camera trying to make eye contact with all these people. Hey, Rob, your wife was trying to give me your hat. Just saying. You should probably talk to her about how much you like that hat. Yeah, the I can't reach it now. I have one case knife that's made in the USA and one case knife that's not.
Huh? Which hat? Why?
Your black felt, man. I was saying I needed a felt hat, and she was like, "You can have Rob's like that." It was in the chat, man. It was there. It was like, when was that? Tuesday, Wednesday, sometime or other. Tuesday. She was trying to give me this hat Tuesday. Yeah. Well, you're in the shower, dude. You're in the shower trying to get the stink of the day off that. You're right there working and slaving away, trying to do something nice. And your wife's trying to give away your favorite hat. This is messed up. I think I might be exaggerating a little bit, but not like a lot. Just enough to cause some discourse. Lot smaller. Let me know how that goes for you.
You'll see Monday. You'll see if he's got black iron.
Yeah, see how whooped up he is. He'd be like, "Ah, I fell off the scaffold," and Christy will bust out laughing, and I'll know the truth. You fell off the scaffold. I whooped your butt. You have Manishi's? Trendy. I know. Kid got me started wearing these. I actually have a pair in there that are tennis shoes that are like super comfortable. But I'm wearing them unlaced right, or well, untied right now. I'm trying to break them in. I just got them. Now I'm trying to get me a whatchamacallit going, Rob, a mountain man outfit thing. Majigger. Oh,
This is a better deal. He doesn't pick good deals. You see that 70% off? I paid $18 for these shoes.
Yeah, it's her freaking hiking Skechers were only $18. She did school me on that one. I'm gonna tell you how much I paid for mine. How much she paid for mine. But yeah, she got 2 pairs of shoes for less than I paid for 1 pair of boots. It's just like,
You need outside.
if they'd have had another pair of those ones in my size, I'd have got them. I think that was one, whatever they were. If those ones, those tan ones, or yeah, if they'd had those in my size, I'd have got them for sure. Because those were actually, they are the style of shoe they would have worn then. They were the perfect freaking boot. They were just one size too small. So even if they'd have just been a size 10, a half size under, I would have I'd have soaked them in water and then put them on and wore them for 4 hours. But, about having words with her?
No. Read Rob.
I just did. That's the last one I got. Okay, everything jumped. There we go. Oh, they call you? Or did you call him? But anyway, yeah. What that stuff. He hasn't called me yet. He's supposed to call me and tell me whether or not to go yet. I don't. I have. I threw some of them away. I am a. How to explain it? I buy the same kind of shoe over and over again, literally. And
He said, help you get ready and equipped, that is.
well, most of the equipment there, I gotta dress the part. That's it. I'm gonna make my shirt because I can. Um, real men can sew. It's that simple. Because we would have had to do all our, back in the day, we would have had to do all our own sewing. Uh, yeah, but Imelda Marcos is completely different. Now, I would wear the one pair until they were coming apart,
Literally.
and then I would go get a new pair, and I would wear them for like the town or whatever, and then I would still wear the ones that were coming apart, and then whenever the other ones would get broke in real good, then I would start wearing them at work, and I would set the others to the back, and usually it would be one foot of the other would blow all the way out. So like if a left shoe blew out, then I would have a right shoe that could go back, and I could, I'd get all $100 for a pair of shoes. I'm gonna get all the good out of them I can. And she caught me one day. I had 4 pairs of the same kind of boots, and I agreed. There were 2 pair of them were exploded. There was no going back. So I did throw all of but 1 pair away. But now I don't have any fallback boots. So here I am having a buy boot. And I'm buying a different kind. These aren't the same ones I had. So now I'm just going to buy different boots every time. That way I ain't got no reason to hoard them. I'm lying. Well, I have a lot of shoes. I have my tread safe loafers that I use for dress shoes. I have my tan slip-ons that I got for loafing around. I got my gray ones. Never mind, I got too many shoes. I never wear any of them. The only ones I ever wear are my hiking shoes, work shoes. When I'm kicking around out in the weeds, those Red Wings. Were Red Wings or were they Red Wings? What were those boots that I got? You gave me, Rob. Anyway, I wear those a lot. But they got like built-in gaiters. I mean, you put them on and boom, you're protected up mid thigh, or not mid thigh, mid calf. If I pay $210 for a pair of boots, somebody has got a gun to my head. Or there is very attractive young lady wearing cowboy boots and a snap together shirt sewing that puppy over there on a machine in front of me. Okay, Rob, I'm waiting. I shall let everybody hear the text come in while y'all wait and being all in suspense and stuff. And I'm gonna run and get a cup of coffee. You talk about somebody who is hard to get her. I was so impressed today when my lovely wife agreed to purchase not one but two pair of shoes at the same store at the same time. And the one pair is like seriously cute. Yes, I can say cute. I am a man.
And I bought two pair, and it was still under what?
You,
One pair was 15 and one pair was 18. So just over $30.
I wish I could remember it, Rob. They were in my dreams a few days ago. It was weird that they were there, but it was good. Anyway, I will go get a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Walked on a lot of concrete today. My knees hurt. How many of y'all saw that little girl Greta doing her little reading, or a little bit more reading, or whatever? She was funny. Does that make me a bad person that I laughed when I saw that? I literally busted out laughing. She so didn't mean that. I mean, that was not coming from her. It's a really good job. I mean, like, I would give her the lead at the school play, but she's really going to have to practice more. Okay. I just don't want to like step on no toe, because I'm a non-toe stepping on her person. All right, let me see if I can get y'all. Hold on, let me dim that a little bit. Ooh, focus. See a little focus on it. Oh, focus. Not gonna focus, is it? That's it says Aranza and Ella. Dude, is that a pink rainbow in the background? Oh, that's wicked cool. Turn. You're a straight up and down photographer, aren't you? That's really a pretty picture, bud. I'll see if I can. Can you email me that? High definiting it. Uh, the tread safe. If I don't know where you work or whatever, but the tread safes are on sale right now. At, of course, Walmart. All right, you get let Christy or Cornelius take a look at that for you. So yeah, you're supposed to be wearing those tread safe things, huh? There's people on here that have $500 bug out bags. I mean, their backpack was $500. Dude, you could have bought 2 shotguns for that, or 1 shotgun and a year's supply of bullets. There are $12,000 purses, yes. Team Foco, if you could only plant 4 herbs, which 4 would you plant? Parsley. Is garlic a herb? Garlic. Chives is a herb. And dill. I could make just about anything work with that if I had salt. Did that help? I should write that down, huh? But yeah, parsley, chives, garlic, and dill. I try really hard not to let the dill get away, because, gosh, you don't want the dill to get away. Dadgummit, Rob, I found me a motel, a 12-room motel. with the little apartment, office, all that built on the front of it, was actually thinking about calling and seeing about buying it. It's up to, what was it, 30 something miles? I was actually thinking about it. We drove by it today and they're freaking redoing it. Somebody already snacked it up. I still have a duffel bag I stole from my brother when he got out of the Navy. He's indestructible. And I'm not saying they're not good backpacks, but just like you know, if it costs $500, I'm going to need to see somebody stitching it. They're
If it costs $500, you better carry its freaking self.
something like that, because for $40, well, and then I can go for $100. I can get a little goat, and he's young enough. I can teach him how to carry those two saddlebags, and that's all the weight. And all I got to have is my little satchel. I don't even need no bug out bag. I got a goat. My goat doing all the work. That's what I'm talking about. I got a plan now. We're gonna run with that. We could have been like motel people together. But the fact that somebody snacked up that little motel in that little podunk town and started sticking it together tells me they're fixing to get something in over there. They're fixing to have a bunch of people come in. They're plant seeds, Robert. Even I know that. What kind of seeds? They're probably hemp seeds, knowing Biddy, that Sasquatch she's got living out in the back. So we can make our own rope. Okie Storm, hey Okie. And if I missed y'all coming in, hello. Like Dana, I didn't see Dana come in. Do you have toothache plant seeds? Is it the one that turns into a tree? And I do not mean to sound like I'm excited about that. Sure, I'd appreciate some of those. Tickle tongue, yeah. Did you ever put any in your mouth, Rob? I mean, it's like taking a mouth, chewing a mouthful of Novocaine or whatever. My tongue wasn't working. That stuff's good. Well, actually tastes good. You could like put that in somebody's dessert, and they wouldn't know that they had ate something that was going to make their tongue or mouth go to sleep until it was too late. But I don't know. It might not be good to have too much of it. I'd like to get a better look at the tree again. See if there may be some growing right next to me. I'd never know it though. Next year I'm gonna get a couple of those the really big planters or whatever, and we'll plant some of these trees that are supposed to be where tropical. Yep, Rob, he was talking about going over there and doing that thing in like December, January, the beginning of, or whatever. So I Googled the winter camp or whatever. Dude, they get ice over there. How much would that blow?
Mark said that tree.
It's toothache bush, tickle tongue, what's it? Fence something? Fence
It's not
rose?
really a tree, it's a magic beanstalk.
It's like a bush. Tickle tongue tree, toothache bush. But after you get one growing, it comes back every year. It doesn't die.
Rachel, Mark said,
Hey, Rachel. Why? That's messed up, man. Go to the. I'll email you the link or whatever, and you click on the deal, and the first thing there is boom. It's a church covered in ice. Okay. Why not? Never mind. Hi, Lance. What are you doing, little buddy? That's cool. No, not icy northern winter. It's icy mountain winter. It's actually where I'd be going is actually south of my current location, equator wise, but well above my current sea level. So I flip a switch, grid goes down. This is from Team Folk. I flip a switch, the grid is down. Pick one tool, one weapon, one blade, and one pick random. Damn it. And I guess some of that depends on what I'm doing. If I'm on the side of the road, and that's what I'll do. You flick the switch, the grid goes down, and all of a sudden, boom, I've got to get all this stuff. Believe it or not, I carry a kukri, a Elk Ridge kukri in my truck. That's going to be my blade. My tool is going to be a small camp axe because I can use it for breaking and entering, chopping wood, hammering, prying, blah, blah, blah. A weapon. I'm in my truck. It's going to be a 12 gauge breakover shotgun. Or wait a minute. Well, I could open the club box and drag out a 40. I can only take one of them. I can only take the sidearm or the shotgun. Taking the shotgun. But you can shoot the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but I ain't knocking no squirrel out of no tree or no duck off an old pond with a 40 caliber handgun. So, And one surprise. Taking one of the tarps out of my toolbox. One of the heavy duty ones. The biggest one I can get my hands on, which is like 12 by 18 or 12 by 16, something like that. That would be them. And some of that, I mean, the whole question depends on where, what the. I mean,
What if,
you can what if it to death, but what now? The Mountain Man thing. They had a pouch that they carried with them all over the place. And I've seen a lot of people stumble over what that little leather pouch is called. Now, they had a belt pouch, and they had a shoulder satchel, a Merce, if you will. But one of those two pouches was called a possibles bag, depending on how many possibles you had. Why did they call it a possibles bag? That's my question to y'all. Yeah. Y'all answered before I ever asked the question. But Rob and Mark, y'all are disqualified from answering. So yeah, you can just back out of all the whatever y'all are typing in the thing. Just because they also know why they called them impossible bag, or they should. You know what? I take that back. Y'all, if y'all know why they called them a possibles bag, explain why they called them a possibles bag. And he already typed it in there anyway. Things they would possibly need or want in your possibles bag. Chances are you are going to find things you might find in your possibles bag. A tinderbox with a fire steel in it. A pipe and your tobacco, if you smoke. Have you ever heard of what's called a Tobacco Man's Companion? Freaking multi-tool for smokers. It's a little tiny set of tongs. There was a button that was big enough that it fit your finger comfortably. There was a little, look it up, I'll send a picture, but it was a little pair of tongs, about yesty long. Okay, and after you're through cooking your possum stew or whatever, you pack your pipe, you take the little tamper, you tamp your pipe down good and firm and stuff, you got it set, you need to light it. You take the deals, you turn them around, the little tongs, you squeeze them open, you reach over to the fire, and you pull out a little coal. The spring, the gentle spring action on your tongs would allow it to hold that coal while you lit your pipe. Chances are really good there was one of those or something like that in there. One of those or a smoker's tong or something. If they were the kind of guys that shaved, their razor was going to be in there. They were going to have a tinder pouch. Anything that they might possibly need personal wise was going to be in there. just what it was for. And again, anything, like you're going to have to make a fire. Your fire tender is going to be there. Your what else was going to be in your possibles bag? Your fork and your spoon, if you had both. A lot of guys just had a spoon or a fork. Yeah, that could be it too, about prepper. But think about it. This is something you had to carry with you 24/7, so it had to be light. You didn't want 30 pounds in your possibles bag. And you had to have a pouch separate for your coinage and your possibles bag. Because your coinage you wanted to keep somewhere where nobody could get their hands on it. Yeah, a modern possibles bag might very well have, mine does, have instant coffee packets in it. My possibles bag is not actually present in the house right now. I call it a satchel. Whenever was satchel, haversack. Haversack might be a good word. It's just a little purse, man. I mean, back in the day, women didn't carry purses. A satchel over the shoulder with your stuff in it proved you were a man. So, yeah. People want to give me grief for wearing a merce. Bring it on. I really don't care. Because men wearing purses, they made movies like The Patriot about them. Yeah, that guy, he had a purse. I can actually appreciate a good looking purse. Some of them are just dumb, but some of them make a lot of sense. I'm really jealous of a couple of my wife's canvas bags, actually. And see, a satchel and a bag are different. I have satchels and I have bags. I have one I only wear it whenever I'm camping or hunting or something by myself. I usually don't have it with me when I'm around other people because it's quite literally, it's a denim purse I picked up at a garage sale for 50 cents. It is a great possibles bag. I can carry my extra pocket knife, my extra cigarette lighter, my fire tin. I can carry all my stuff in it. I can carry it's got enough room for everything I might need. And it doesn't weigh squat. It zips shut, so I don't have to worry about everything bouncing out. It just happens to be a purse. The courier bags are actually really big. They're actually a pretty decent sized bag. Haversacks can be pretty big. But, hey, Robert and Cindy Moore, LLC. Did you feel that shaking, or is that just my imagination? I was actually looking at the what they call a duffel bag from the period, and that's actually a pretty cool idea. Because we get little tiny ones here all the time. You never know if it's a real earthquake though. You're just like, was that earthquake? We used to didn't get them ever. I mean, literally. Well, we lived here for 20 something years. Well, in this part of the world for 20 something years before we ever got an earthquake, and now we get them all the flipping time. It's a little annoying, actually. They say we got it. We used to get them all the time. We just didn't ever feel them, but we're feeling them now. Oh, no, you don't feel the downhole stuff, Robert. Uh, I've been sitting on location when they set those things off. They're not, you know, they're way down there. They're not. You don't really feel much. What was our strongest? A 4.2 or something like that. What if? Let's see. Team Foco next. What if you can have 10 acres on the ocean shore, mountains, desert, dense woodland, or river valley? Oy vey. Big River Valley? I'll take the river valley if I don't have to be attached to the river. If I don't have to be on the first or second bank. As long as I can stay up on the third bank. You know, I'm talking way back at the back end of the third bank. Uh, See, that's where they messed up on the Mississippi and stuff. They uh, they're trying to keep it within the first bank. They, you know, they went all the way to the second bank. Tried to. Anyway. Uh, it, woodlands are cool if you're going to hide from somebody, but you can't grow shit in the woods. First thing you want to do if you could grow something in the woods is you got to cut all the trees down. Then guess what? Everybody knows where you at because ain't no trees. Go to where all the trees got cut down. That's Wes's place. Because he wanted to eat vegetables. So he cut the trees down so the sun could get in so he could grow some vegetables. He'd be easy to spot. The beach. What you going to do on the beach? Hurricane comes up, kills your garden. You decide to go for a swim. A shark eats your face. You know. What was that I just stepped on? I can't feel my leg. I can't feel my arm. Oh, my heart stopped. I died. Yeah, no. Am I living there or I plan on reselling this? Oh. But yeah, I don't like the desert. I'm not interested in the desert. Tried the desert. Don't like the desert. Desert sucks. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the river valley. Small river valley. Up on the third bank. Yeah. They ought to worry about flooding about once out every 50 years. The rest of the time you're golden. There's not enough acorns, walnuts, and other fruits and stuff on 10 acres to keep a family of 4 alive. Not if you're competing with other wildlife. It's only 10 acres, dude. There's not that many raccoons and beavers on 10 acres. It's your 10 acres. You can't go to the neighbors' 10 acres and eat their beavers. You can't go over to the neighbors and eat their beavers. You cannot. It's against rules. Yeah, but even in historical, they had enough sense to stay off the second bank. Come on. That's where the water goes when it floods. Rarely does it come up on the third bank. And then it's usually just a little bit of water. In today's time, but it's if all you have is what you can produce on your land, then you can't really do that. We had to throw away 100 pounds of corn today. No, 150, huh? 100, with 150 pounds of corn we threw away today?
Yeah.
150 pounds of corn. Weevils. Corn weevils. Bad. We've got to exterminate my back room. Got to take all my food stuff out. And whatever. One bag that we brought in, we didn't put in the freezer first. And we kept meaning to, it got left out. The weevils hatched in that one, got through it, and then moved up. Somewhere or another, that one got put at the bottom. They just moved up. Got the other 2 bags of corn. So, yeah. The bag on the bottom, and these guys were chewing through the bag, whatever it's made out of, plastic bag or whatever, to a nylon bag, chewing through and pushing their way out. The bottom bag feels like cornmeal. I'm going to cut it open tomorrow and video it. Freeze your corn. Take it out of the bag, put it in the bucket. We procrastinated. It's our own fault. We didn't get the corn in the buckets. We were putting rice and stuff in the buckets. We weren't putting the corn in the buckets. That's our bad. 150 pounds of corn. It's not a lot. That's not really that much. I mean, it was $8 a bag. It's 3 bags. I mean, it wasn't free, but still. No, the corn. We just brought it home and put it up. We got too busy doing other stuff, and it slipped past us. But yeah.
I'm just hoping it didn't get into some of those.
Yeah, I'm hoping it didn't get into any of the weed or anything. You know, everything that's in the buckets.
Isn't Mylar made similar to the bag the corn comes in?
Yeah, and if they can chew through that bag that the bag the deer corn came in, they can chew right through that Mylar.
That's what I'm afraid of.
I mean, it's the only thing keeping them out of that stuff is that it's in the buckets. That's what I'm saying. You got to put it in the bucket.
We got all those on the shelf.
Oh, crap. Yeah, we're gonna need to get those and make sure they're clear.
Oh,
That's a lot of food.
money.
One mistake in our food preps. We made one mistake. We didn't freeze one bag of corn. That's it. We didn't get it in the 5-gallon bucket with the oxygen thing. The Mylar and all that stuff, yeah, it's a good.
Well, apparently it's not real good if a bug can eat through it.
That's you're supposed to put it inside the bucket. But I mean, it's a good extra step or whatever. But I feel like an idiot for not getting that bag in the freezer. It's just my fault. That's what we have to do is mine. I haven't been able to get the wheat down to where I can really make flour. I can make a bread-like thing, which is all right. Well, yeah, but if you freeze the bag, all it takes is a week in below freezing temperatures. That's it. And you kill the eggs. The eggs freeze all the way through. The cell walls crack, kills the eggs. No worries. And then you vacuum pack it, and the oxygen absorber is only as good as an oxygen absorber is. I mean, know what we're going to be doing tomorrow? Killing little black weevils. I like using the one that we have. I don't know what was that thing we bought? Grain mill? I don't know what it's called. You put grain in the top and turn the handle and ground up stuff comes out.
Yeah, it's a manual one.
It's a manual one, yeah. The eggs that dry ice makes it cold and runs out all the oxygen. There's no oxygen in there. But one of the bags that they got into had been frozen, but after they came out of the other bag, they chewed their way into the new bag. So there you go. Rob, did you count? Have you counted birds at all? How many? Without just saying, oh yeah, there's a lot of birds. How many birds did you see on power lines today? Mourning dove. How many mourning dove did you see on power lines today? Just mourning dove. Starlings and crackles and sparrows and all that crap, that don't count. You two, Robert and Cindy Moore, over there around Dallas, you seen any, well, no, you don't count because you're mostly in town. Y'all got all them live in town all the time birds because they got all them bird feeders and stuff. They don't ever go anywhere. You know, we got white-winged dove that literally never leave this part of the world. They winter here. Then they stay here all flipping summer and drink out of the bird baths and eat out of the bird feeders. The fattest white-winged dove I've ever seen them all. We drove 230 miles today. The entire time checking power lines. Not just the ones on the side of the road, but the ones that we could see down the side roads. And this is all going south, or well, east and south. 3 dove. 3 mourning dove. That was it. Literally no freaking dove down here. Robert, that's just today on this trip. I've been looking for them ever since the start of season to get a count to see how many I can justify taking. Because if you see 3, there's 9. And that's fair. If you see 10, there's 100. Yeah, right. So there's 30 birds between here and Abilene. That's the way I think about it. And I don't know, but they may have just changed their flight patterns or whatever. But one, dude, we drove through a part of the world where they literally have signs out that say "Welcome Hunters." Or "Welcome Shooters." There's no birds.
They'll probably have birds out, well, out in the areas because they feed them.
And that could be it. And that may be why the game warden was working so hard. He may be looking to see, because if he's not seeing the birds, he's trying to figure out where they're going. And if he can find somebody out there spreading cracked corn or something, he gets a new truck. I hate people that do that crap. Or the guys that wait till, the day before first day and they go out there and they mow all the sunflowers. They have guys around here. They have guys that drive around and pick up the dead birds, Robert. And that's your job. They cruise the bases, and if they see a dead bird, they pick it up. They're actually supposed to track how many they are, but I've talked to 2 wind energy guys, and they said they noticed a sharp decrease in the number of dead birds they found after a period of 6 months. And they attributed this decrease or decline, whichever word, to the birds becoming aware that the windmills were dangerous and avoiding them. I'm like, you don't reckon it could be that they just killed all the birds, right? And the guy's like, I told them what I found. They wrote the report. So, the tip of that blade is traveling over 150 miles an hour. Doesn't look like it from the side of the road. You're like, oh, that's not going that fast. It's all a butt. It's doing pretty good. Maybe I don't know, man. None of the farmers and ranchers around me have noticed it either. When you consider, and I'm not judging anybody about that part, when you consider what one of those freaking things pays the landowner, I wouldn't care either. Honestly, I wouldn't give a crap. I would not care. But if 500 acres and they wanted to put 10 on there, go for it. I would never hit a lick again. I wouldn't do nothing. Wouldn't live here. But I wouldn't do anything. I would literally not do anything ever again. A lot of people around here are saying, "Hey, did you hear that owl?" And I don't know if this is what you've got going on or not, Steve, but and Rob can back me up on this. The desert chaparral, or the road runner, as he is more commonly known, actually sits in a tree when they're in the mood, and they say "hoo hoo hoo hoo," but it's a little different than that. I mean, it sounds a heck of a lot like a hoot owl. You're actually, if you don't know what it is, you actually start looking for the hoot owl. But they do it in the daytime, not in the nighttime. I don't know why y'all would have chaparrals over in that part of the world. I don't know why you wouldn't. I don't know why you would, though. Then maybe so. Okay, you could be onto something there. That is the only time I have a problem with birds of prey, is when they prey on my birds. And then they lose feathers and do a very poor job of flying off. No, they don't. I don't know where they get that from. It's a real throaty. I can't do bird sounds, but it's a real throaty, like a. There's a little bit more thump in it, but it's a hoot owl hoot, but it's longer and a little more throaty with a little bit of a thump in it. I like owls too. I mean, we got one around here. We can one of the at night whenever he comes into like the headlamp or whatever, it because you see something moving, you glance, and boom, you get this big old white owl flying around. It's probably not white, but because the headlamp's white, that's what it looks like. Yeah, that's the big one. All they need 16, 18 inches up off the ground. We've got what's that? Trampoline canvas or whatever hung to where the chickens can run up under that. But I don't have a barn, Rob. No, still. Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, the Roadrunners. That's what they sound like. I don't think Roadrunners are indicative of the Southwest United States. I think they pretty much go wherever they want to. They can fly. The Mississippi River is not going to shut them down. They prefer to run, but they can fly. They will kill a baby chicken just as fast as a hawk will. Actually, pretty faster. They'll run right in there and snatch it up and run right off with it and beat it to death out in the cotton. They can outrun the chicken. We lost several chicks to Roadrunners. So Roadrunners will kill and eat anything they can catch. Like that, what was that, herring or whatever that was trying to get to those baby ducks earlier today? They just kind of swam out into the deeper water. How long have I been on? Yeah, I think they're more visible. The kind of predators they are, they need more open, brushy country or whatever. They're a savanna bird. They're not made for. And they always call this the desert. This is more like a savanna. It's really dry and hot, but it's not really a desert. Close enough though. Yeah, Roadrunners don't eat bird seed either. Put that stuff out all day long, they ain't interested. Roadrunners are a raptor. Yeah, those kites are pretty. We have them here too. They showed up in the early or late 80s, early 90s. And they come every year now. Oh yes, they will. And your favorite pet lizard that you've watched grow from this little thing that's about 6 inches long to this giant monster thing that's well over a foot. And then you can actually hear it when it jumps from one branch to the other branch in the tree. You can hear it go, thud. Oh, that's my lizard. And when it runs up the tree, you can hear it. I mean, it's like, that's my lizard. He's huge. He's like freaking size of a daggum squirrel. And then you look out one day and there's a road runner running off and there's this big giant lizard. It was funny though. I hated that he got a lizard, but it was kind of funny to watch. I don't know how that bird expected to eat that thing, but he got it. So fair's fair. We had two. This is before we got baby chicks. We had 2 clutches of Roadrunners hatch out in the causeway. It's a little storage area behind my den. She hatched up 2 clutches of 3 there, and then there used to be a tree right out the other side of the wall right here, and the Roadrunner hatched out 3 or 4 clutches out of that little evergreen that was there. We have Roadrunners all over the place. I know that. That baby's ugly. Got pictures of it on that dead computer right there if I can get them on. I hate it when they Acme rockets. You know, I don't think they put enough fuel in those things. I could be wrong about that. On the bit.
It's been after midnight before I've been going to sleep and getting up before 6. So.
I'm gonna get off here. Pretend like I have a life. 2 stuff. Mrs. is checking out on us, guys. So me to Hey Rob, give me a ring a ding ding when we get off of here. Unless you're gonna like go over to some other live stream and chit chat for hours or whatever. If you're gonna do that, let me know which one you go to at least. You know what? That's probably true. That's why that coyote never could catch that Roadrunner. I just realized what Acme stands for. All Chinese made equipment. He was screwed get go. It was like he was trying to build the Empire State Building with Harbor Freight. They had shotguns on sale in Abilene. Didn't get one. Thanks for the questions, Foco. They were good. You should come in and be more verbal more often. Okay? That's the kind of stuff that makes conversation. Good conversation. Here. I really am getting off here. Love all you people. Dude, that I should have got a card from that guy. That would have been like, I mean, you don't get, I mean, how do you get better than that? I mean, 20 gauge bird gun, 30 caliber hog gun, deer gun, whatever gun, all in one neat little package. But yours is a 22-22, right? Same guy had a bolt action 22 Hornet, which is like a 22 Magnum on steroids. It's a 22 Magnum. It's got a higher powder charge, but it's center fire, so technically you can go deer hunting with it. No more tricking me into staying on here. I'm getting off here. Yeah. God bless y'all. Y'all still alive. Don't die. See y'all Tuesday night. Do something nice for one another. Don't always be mean. All right, Kildare, I will. You got this. But, good night, y'all.